The day moved very slowly. The children did not see their uncle at lunch or at dinner. Soon it was time for them to go to bed.
Your uncle is certainly a busy man. We haven't seen him since breakfast. Oh, well, I can hardly keep my eyes open. I'll see you in the morning. Good night.
Good night, Nanny.
I hope we don't hear anything outside our door tonight.
Oh, it's very quiet right now.
You know something? It's too quiet. Well, I hope I'll fall asleep. The nights here give me the creeps.
The children crept into their beds and fell into deep sleep. Little did they know what was going to happen to them in the next few minutes. Down in the laboratory, Dr. Jekyll was holding the test tube with the strange fluid in his hand, as Mildred stood in the doorway, looking very frightened.
Don't do it. It will harm you.
Do it? Did it harm my dog? No! I'll climb up these secret stairs that leads to the secret panel in the children's room, and then I will drink it. I'll open up the panel. The children will wake up and be so frightened that they will ask their nanny to leave this house in the morning.
I hope nothing goes wrong.
What good? Did you put the sleeping powder into the nanny's tea?
Just as you said.
Well, she's a very heavy sleeper, but it would not be good for the children to be able to wake her up.
She will sleep until morning, no matter what happens.
Then I'll see you when I get back.
Be careful.
I'm not frightened. Why should you be?
Up the old spiral staircase climbed Dr. Jekyll. Soon he was standing at the secret panel that separated him from the children's room.
Now I'll drink this and see what happens to me.
He drank everything that was in the tube. After he finished, he stood and waited.
Nothing's happened to me. What's wrong? I feel a little strange.
Dr. Jekyll was beginning to change. His eyes grew rounder and changed from green to red. His teeth started to grow out of his mouth, and they looked like fangs. His face was covered with hair, and his whole body twisted and started to sway.
I can hardly speak.
Instead of talking, grunts and howls came from his throat. Slowly, he opened the secret panel and entered the room where the children were sleeping. He let out a mighty roar and woke the children up.
Look over there!
That's a monster!
The creature came towards the children, and they jumped out of their beds. They ran all around the room with the monster chasing after them.
He's tearing up the room!
Nanny, help!
Somebody, help!
The room was in a shambles as the children were able to unlock their door and went screaming into the hallway. They did not stop until they stood in the living room.
It was horrible.
I can't believe it!
There was a monster in our room. I can't believe it either.
I don't want to go back there!
We'll stay out here for the rest of the night.
Now, after the children had left the room, the monster also left by the secret panel. He returned to the laboratory just as the power of the potion was wearing off.
Doctor, are you all right?
The children were so frightened that they ran out of their room.
What are you going to do?
I think about it in the morning. Right now, I'm so tired. I have to rest.
The doctor slumped into a large chair and fell asleep. In the morning, Nanny opened the children's bedroom door and saw...
The room is all torn apart. Children, where are you?
Down here, Nanny. There was a monster in our room last night.
It chased us all around our room!
We'll have to talk to your uncle about this strange thing.
At breakfast, they told their uncle what had happened.
Well, all I can say is that the children must have torn their room apart themselves.
But we didn't.
Why should we do a terrible thing like that?
Because you are bad children with evil imaginations, that's why.
They are not like that at all. They are wonderful
Wonderful?
children.
Talking about monsters? They're troublemakers. And I think it would be better for all if they would leave at once.
Leave?
Yes, go back to their mother's house.
You know, I think you are right.
I would be happy to get out of here.
too.
And we did see it. We did.
I don't want to hear any more of this talk about monsters.
We know what we saw.
You have terrible imaginations, and I will be glad when you leave this house.
The children ran up to their room and looked all around.
Martha, how did it get in here? We had this door locked from the inside.
You're right. Well, how could it get into the room?
There must be a secret passage in here somewhere.
That's the only way someone could get in.
Well, the only way we can prove to Nanny that we were telling the truth is to find the secret door and find the monster.
Well, all right. Let's start looking for it.
Yeah.
While the children were doing this, a maid came to the doctor and said,
Those people you were waiting for are here. Shall I show them in?
Please do. Take them to the laboratory at once.
The doctor left the breakfast table, walked down the hall. He opened the door to the laboratory.
And at last I will have my revenge.
Dr. Jekyll,
Huh?
your guest.
Oh, welcome, the both of you.
It's been many years, Doctor.
You are looking very well, Dr. Jekyll.
And the two of you have not changed.
We do not have time to grow old. We have too much work to do.
Your maid called and said that it was important for us to be here this morning. Why?
I am on the verge of a great scientific discovery, and I want to share it with you.
With us?
Why with us?
Because you are both top scientists, and I want you to give me your opinions.
We shall be happy to help you. What is this great scientific breakthrough?
I can change beings into other creatures.
What?
Impossible.
No, it is not. I can alter the mind and the body, the very personality.
Alter a being.
Change them into other creatures.
But how is this possible?
Look over there. You see this little flea, this teeny creature that looks so harmless? It can double, even triple in size.
You are dreaming.
Watch.
The doctor poured a drop of his solution on the flea. Suddenly it started to grow.
It has doubled in size.
Fantastic.
Now follow me over here, and now you will look into these cages.
They're monsters. They're horrible to look at.
No, this was once a little cat, and this here was a dog, and over there a bird. This morning I dropped a few drops of my formula into their water.
Will they return to their normal appearance?
They should when the power of the fluid wears off.
This is unbelievable. But why are you telling us?
I want you both to come over here to this room. Now step right into it, right here.
When the man and the woman stepped in, Dr. Jekyll slammed an iron-barred door shut and locked it.
What are you doing?
Why are you locking us in?
You stole from me my greatest discovery. You didn't pay for it, and now you will. You will never get another chance to steal from me.
But it was ours. You were working for us.
It was our experiment.
It was mine! And now I want to show you what will happen when I take this. I want you to see the powers that I have. This is the greatest discovery in the world.
He's mad.
He's lost his mind.
Look what happens when I drink this.
The mad Dr. Jekyll took the entire goblet and drank all the fluid in one long gulp.
Look, he's changing.
It is too horrible to see.
I will be the greatest man in the world, the most famous of men, the greatest scientist. I will be known all over the world.
He's turning into a monster.
No one can hear you. Look at me.
Meanwhile, the two children were looking all over the room for the secret panel. Then, by the fireplace,
Look, Martha, this button.
Do you think?
The fireplace is opening.
You found the door.
Children, what are you doing?
We found the secret door where the monster came from.
Looks like steps leading down somewhere.
Do you think we should follow them?
Why not? We will solve this mystery at once. Come, I'll lead the way.
down the steps went the nanny and the children. When they were halfway down, they heard strange noises.
It's the monster.
That's what we heard last night. Help!
Wait, I just heard a cry for help.
Let's go.
Be careful, Robert.
Down the steps they went. Soon they saw a light coming from under a panel in the wall in front of them.
What do you think is on the other side?
I'm a little scared.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Do you think we ought to go back?
No, we're here, so let's find out what all that noise is.
They slid open the panel, and there they saw...
Monster!
I told you we didn't dream it.
I cannot believe my eyes. And look, over there, people in a cave.
Help!
He's mad.
You've all come to watch my revenge!
It's your uncle. What has happened to him?
He's a monster.
But it's Uncle.
Welcome, all of you! None of you will escape!
The creature chased the children and the nanny all around the room.
Well, you cannot escape!
Robert ran over to the monster and gave him a kick in the shins. The creature dropped Martha and started to run after Robert.
I'll run up the secret passage. Get the others free.
You cannot escape me. None of you will.
Up the steps ran Robert with Dr. Jekyll right behind him.
I'm faster than you.
Soon they were in the children's bedroom.
Now I'll get you.
But you're my uncle, Dr. Jekyll. Why would you want to hurt me?
I am not Dr. Jekyll. I'm Mr. Hyde, and you are no relative to me.
Mr. Hyde chased Robert all over the room. Robert stopped in front of a great window that was in the corner of the room.
Now I've got you cornered.
You are mad.
Now you are in my hands.
The monster lurched towards Robert, and just as he jumped at him, Robert stepped aside and the creature fell through the window. He fell 3 stories to the courtyard below. Nanny had freed the 2 people in the cage, and they all ran into the courtyard a few seconds after Dr. Jekyll had fallen.
He's dead.
Look, he's changing back.
It's like a terrible nightmare. Why did he do this?
Years ago, we discovered a great scientific marvel, but Dr. Jekyll thought that it was his. He must have lost his mind then. But this is too horrible.
Are you all right?
We told you the truth, Nanny. Oh, here comes the maid.
Doctor! Oh, no. He's dead. I told him not to experiment with that horrible formula. He should have listened to me.
We must never try to alter the body or the mind with such formulas. It is evil, and man should not experiment with such as this. We shall have to tell the police that it was an accident. We must not ruin Dr. Jekyll's reputation. It would be better if this all remained our secret. Do you all agree?
We do.
He could have been such a great man.
It could have been, yes. But what he truly was as different as day is to night.
I wish we had never come here.
So why? Our uncle was 2 different people.
I want to leave this house.
We shall.
And they did. And they never returned to that house again. And when Robert was a grown man, he became a writer. One day he had finished a story, and he took it to his sister to read. After she had finished it, she said,
It's all about our uncle, Dr. Jekyll.
Did you like it, Martha?
It was very exciting. No one will ever believe that it really happened.
I'm glad about that.
What are you going to call it?
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Who is Mr. Hyde?
Well, that is what the monster called himself. He was our uncle's other self. I hope this book will be a success.
I know it will be, Robert. And I know your name will be famous one day. Robert Louis Stevenson.